In this problem, I'm going to show you how to complete the square, but it's with a parabola instead of it just being equal to 0. So it's equal to y right now. So what we're going to do is instead of adding the 3 over to the other side, we're just going to slide it over because it's going to end up being on that side anyway, since it's equal to y on the left-hand side. So the very first step, if you think about a being 1 here, b being 6, and c being a -3, is you want to take b over 2 and square it. So we've done that before. So this would be 6 over 2 squared, which is 3 squared. Remember that 3 is going to be very important soon. So I add 9. Okay, now normally I would add 9 to the other side, all right? But because I want to keep everything to one side, I'm actually going to subtract 9. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm adding a 0 to the equation so that it doesn't change its value. So the equation is still y equals x squared plus 6x minus 3 because I added 9 and subtracted 9. You might say, why would I do that? Why would I add 9 and subtract it? Well, I'm keeping like the integrity of the equation, not changing it. So what I have to do now is I factor that, which is, remember, that's where that 3, that b over 2 is going to come from. I don't know why I just put a 3 there. It's a 2. And then minus 12. Okay, so this is vertex form of the original problem that's in standard form. So this is known as standard form. This is known as vertex form. And the vertex is h comma k. And so for the vertex, it's going to be -3, -12. We always take the opposite of what is over here, just like we did with the transformation, and we take the same. Okay, and then if I want to get the y-intercepts, it's really easy if you just look at the original problem, because it's always going to be the last term, because we're just going to plug in 0 for x. So for the y-intercept, I always look at the problem in standard form. It will work in vertex form as well, but it's just a little bit more work. Okay, so we have our vertex and we have our y-intercept, and let's take a look at our x-intercepts. So to get the x-intercepts, I'm going to set the equation to 0, and I could do it either one. I could either do it from my laser. I could either do this equation and set y equal to 0, or I can do the second equation and set y equal to 0. Let me use my little lightsaber. But I find it easiest to find the x-intercept when it's in completed square form. So 0 equals x plus 3 squared minus 12. Add the 12 to both sides. Square root. Break down this radical, make it plus or minus. So it's plus or minus 2 radical 3 equals x plus 3. Final answer, the x-intercepts -3 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 3. Now, I know I have no room to draw this, but I'm going to squeeze it in. So to draw this, we would start with our vertex at -3. I'm just going to do a rough sketch, -12. So it's around here. I just want to notice that A is 1, and so the parabola is going to be opening up, so I know I have something that's going to look like that. My y-intercept, remember, is -3. It's way up here. Okay, so that's 0, -3. And I know I have an axis of symmetry at the line x equals -3. So if I want, I can reflect the mirror image of the y-intercept to get the new point. Okay, so the way that I do that is I see that I am 3 units away from 0 to -3. I need to go another 3 units. So it's -6, -3. So that's a good sketch of this parabola. And the x-intercepts, I can't really sketch them because they're radicals, but I should just note that it does hit the x-axis twice. So for example, if my intercepts came out with an imaginary solution with eyes and I hit the x-axis, I know I did something wrong. For this next part, you'll notice that a no longer equals 1. Okay, so what I have to do, you know that you can't complete the square unless a is 1. I'm going to have to factor a -2 out. I'll leave a little bit of space, and I'm just going to slide this number 1 over. Okay, so now when I factor out -2, essentially that's just dividing by -2. So that's x squared plus 3 over 2x. And then I'm going to take half of the middle term. Instead of dividing by 2, I just multiply by half, same thing. I get 3 over 4, and I'm going to square that, and that becomes 9 over 16. So I'm going to put plus 9 over 16 so that this now can be factored as the square has been completed. So I can now factor that. However, keep in mind, I didn't really just add 9 over 16. I added -2 times 9 over 16. So let's multiply that together. Let's reduce the 2 and the 16, and I get a -9 over 8. Okay, that's what I actually just added. Okay, so I just put in a -2 times 9 over 16, so that gave me -9 over 8. So to undo that, to add 0, I have to add a positive. So these signs are always going to be opposite. Okay, now I'm going to factor that. And remember that we can use the 3 over 4. And I can just find a common denominator between the 1 and the 9/8, which makes it 17 over 8. Okay, so now I know my vertex. We do opposite same, -3/4, 17 over 8. And what is the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept, remember we go back to the original, to standard form, plug in 0, and I get 1. Okay, I can get the mirror image pretty quickly. You can graph it, or you can note that the mirror image definitely will be the same exact y value. Let's just take a quick look at this graph. -3/4, positive 17/8, and the graph opens down. So there's definitely going to be some x-intercepts as well. Okay, here's my one y-intercept with 0, 1. And this was my vertex, -3/4, 17 over 8. You can always, to get the other value, the mirror image, just double h in this formula, hk, because, just to explain it one more time, we went over -3 or positive 3/4, sorry, to get from 0 to get to the axis symmetry. So we have to go another 3/4 over. So 3/4 plus 3/4 is 6/4 or 3/2, and so that value is -3 over 2, 17 over 18. So that is the other one. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. That is the mirror image. Okay, to get the x-intercepts, we are going to set the bottom equation equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 17 over 8. That's a square. I'm going to divide by -2, which is the same thing as multiplying by a -1/2. And I'm going to get, let me put this in a different color over here, 17 over 16 equals x plus 3/4 squared. Take the square root and solve. You should get -3/4 plus or minus the square root of 17 over 4. All right, -2x squared minus 3x plus 1. It was a -3/4. What did I do wrong? Let me go back. The last problem that we're going to do is we're going to generalize what the formula is for the x value of the vertex. You may have actually seen this on a different worksheet somewhere down the road, and this is going to be the derivation of it. Okay, so what do we do? The very first step is we're going to factor out a and move the c over. So that means I'm dividing both of these parts by a. Now it's important when you write the b over a that you write it as a coefficient of x. Don't put bx over a because it gets complicated, because when I want to take a half of the middle term, all I'm going to do is take a half of b over a. And so then that is b over 2a. And now I'm going to square that. Okay, I'll just write it out twice. So that's b squared plus 4a squared. Okay, so I just added this portion into my equation, but remember it's actually getting multiplied by a. So that's a over 1 times b squared over 4a squared. One of these a's will cancel with the square, Okay, and so what I've really just added is b squared over 4a. So I need to add 0 by adding negative b squared over 4a. Okay, what this just means is that if I were to FOIL this entire expression out, I would get back to the original. Okay, that's the whole goal. So the last step now is to factor, and remember, we're going to take the number we squared. And I'm actually not going to simplify that. We could, but I'm not concerned with it. What I really want to know is what is the x value of the vertex. And that x value of the vertex is negative b over 2a. Okay, and this is very important. That's going to be the x coordinate of the vertex whenever you want the vertex in a quicker fashion. And we tend to do that with word problems. So now you know if you want the vertex of any parabola, the x value is negative b over 2a. How do you get the y value? Just plug it right in, okay? And just to show you very briefly how I could do this, I'm going to go back to the page before to get that equation. Negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 was the equation. And now I can just do negative b. So b is negative 3 over 2a, which is a positive 3/4. And if you look back, see, yeah, sorry, should be a negative 4. Okay, so I'm glad I checked. And then to get the y value, all you would do is plug that negative 3/4 in for x, and you'll get the y value. Okay, so this is an alternate to completing the square. We just proved it by completing the square, but the idea is that the x, which is the x coordinate of the vertex, or the axis of symmetry equation, or the h in the hk, is negative b over 2a.